Okay, so we know how to find volumes of prisms. So why don't we apply that to this example? All right, Marta is repurposing a sandbox as a garden and is buying the soil from her school's fundraiser. Estimate the number of bags she should buy. So here's her sandbox right here, and we've got some dimensions. We can see it has a height of 10 inches and it is a 4 by 4. So this is a prism right here. We would call this a square prism because this base, if I consider the top and the bottom to be the bases, that is a square prism. So if you can picture, here's the top of the prism, and then the bottom of the prism is kind of in the grass like that. So we are getting that prism shape. And then we want to see how many of these bags it would take to fill this in for soil. So first thing we're going to figure out is how much soil can the sandbox hold. So let's find the volume of the sandbox. So we just said it was a prism, so the volume is equal to the area of the base times the height. The base is this square shape, the 4 by 4. So the area of the base is 4 times 4 times the height. Oh, we are in different units. Did you guys notice that? Okay, well, let's not use 4 by 4. Why don't we convert to the smaller unit? All of these are in inches. So 4 feet is how many inches? So we'll take, let me just erase. 4 feet, so 4 times 12 is 48. So we will do 48 inches times 48 inches times our 10 inches for the height. So when we multiply that out, we're going to get 23,040 inches cubed. That's the volume of the sandbox. So that's how much soil she would need to buy to fill this. Well, let's figure out how much soil is contained in each of these bags. So these bags, they're not like a perfect rectangular shape or prism shape, but if we picture, this is a prism, we are going to use a prism, volume of a prism to find the volume of each bag of soil. So next, let's find the volume of a bag of soil. So that is a prism, so the volume is going to be area of the base times height. So the base, I'll just say that this rectangle is the base, which is this front, is 10 inches by 18 inches. When you have prisms, you can often pick different sets of bases and get the same volume in the end. So if you had used a different set of bases, we would have the same volume in the end, and that would be okay. So the area of the base is going to be 10 by 18, just that rectangle, 10 times 18. And then the height is going to be the measurement that connects one base perpendicularly to the other base. So that is that 5 inches is the height. Let's go ahead and multiply that out. 10 times 18 times 5 is 900 inches cubed. So each bag of soil contains 900 inches cubed of soil. All right, so what's the question here? Estimate the number of bags. So we've got to fill up this volume with this volume. So how many of these 900s fit into that 23,000? Well, let's just divide it out. Let's take our 23,000, well, it's supposed to be a 3. 23,040, divide it by 900, and we get 26. So that means that Marta needs 26 bags of soil to fill the sandbox. All right, so let's take a look at just another pretty similar example. So hopefully this one will be like, oh, I see how it relates to what we just did. All right, so we've got Catherine. Catherine is using cans of juice to fill a cylindrical pitcher that is 8 inches tall and has a radius of 4 inches. So let's just picture what she's doing. So she's got this pitcher, cylindrical, so looks something like that. They said it's 11 inches tall with a radius of 4 inches. What she's going to do is she's going to take cans of juice and just start filling it into this, right? She's going to pour in a can, pour in a can, pour in a can. The question is, how many cans of juice will Catherine need to fill up this cylinder pitcher? So the cans of juice, we got some information on that. A can of juice is also a cylinder, just smaller, you know, something like this. It is 6 inches tall, and this one has a radius of R equals 2 inches. So let's find the total volume of the cylindrical pitcher. So volume of a cylinder is area of the base times height, just like a prism. But the area, because it's a circular base, we know that's pi r squared times the height. The radius is 4, so pi times 4 squared times the height is 11. When we multiply that out, we get about 553 inches cubed. Well, now let's find the volume of this smaller cylindrical can. Because it's a cylinder, we're going to have pi r squared times h, but our radius is 2, so pi times 2 squared times our height of 6, and when we multiply that out, we get about 75.4 inches cubed. So how many of these cans can we pour to fill this up? So we'll just take the volume of the pitcher, 553. Let's divide it by the volume of each can, 75.4, and that gets us about 7.33. So actually, I don't want to say cans yet. Let me erase my label. So 7.33. So it takes 7 cans and then another about a third of a can. So how many total cans would she need to fill this? She would need 8 cans total to fill up that cylindrical pitcher.